Hello, lovelies, and welcome to my first witchy show. This is Lilith, and today's show is on how to survive Mercury Retrograde. When deciding what my first video should be, because it's really important, I was really considering doing something on elementals or indigo children, something that I feel comfortable just rambling on about and talking about, educating. But then I see like my news feed on Facebook and my own experiences of what's going on, and it's like, okay, obviously we need to talk about things to avoid and what to do to survive this horrible hell of a retrograde. Let's make lemonade out of these damn retrograde lemons, right? Okay, so first, we kind of got to discuss, not in depth, because of course we want to focus on the survival aspect, and you don't want a long video, because let's face it, us millennials have short attention spans. Hello, technology. So let's talk a little bit about what retrograde actually is. Meanwhile, FYI, I have a cat in my baby's crib staring at me. It's great. Okay, so the basics of Mercury in retrograde. So Mercury is obviously going backwards, and Mercury itself, the principles. Hi, cats. The principles of Mercury had to do with like commerce, transportation, financial aspects, and communication, all that kind of stuff. So when Mercury's in retrograde, there's a lot of misunderstandings, bad communications, a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting with people. I see that all the time on Facebook feeds and talking to friends whenever it's in retrograde. There's some type of fights. I know with me personally, that's the big one. I've had breakups. I've had huge fights with partners. Currently family members. Communication just is not good. There's a lot of issues with judgment because Mercury is also very strong with like making like good financial judgments, business judgments, just all that. So a lot of crazy spending, loss of money, gambling is not a good idea right now. Mentally very cloudy, not good with details. Planning plans might not go as smooth as you wanted. Things go missing. For example, I needed something of importance in relevance to my daughter that my mother needed for some type of thing, for I think something related to like life insurance or whatever. And I knew exactly where it was because I literally just used this particular item, a social security card, about a month ago, and it was not there. I don't know where it is. We'll probably find it when retrograde's over. Another example is I'm starting today making my first batch of sellable magical herbal bath bombs, and I couldn't find the molds for them. Thankfully, they showed up last night, which otherwise I would have gone crazy. So you lose things. Oh, technology goes crazy. Because again, Mercury has to do with technology as well. So a lot of things are just kind of chaos. Now, what does it mean that it's in during the time of Taurus? Well, Taurus is about value and networking and stability and grounding and learning and banking, things very much like Mercury, obviously. So when Mercury is in retrograde during Taurus, knowledge and services and planning and details are very, very important. So reading and managing your finances very well during this time is extremely important. And not to mention, as a Taurus, very bullheaded and stubborn. So there it goes again with the communication and the misunderstandings. So when Mercury's in retrograde in Taurus, it's a very crazy time. Now, we've only been talking about like negatives of what this means. There is positives, okay? Again, we're going to make lemonade out of retrograde lemons, right? Now, if you go about it the right way, in which I'm going to give you some tips, some great things can come out of it once retrograde's over. Like a transformation of the self. And when it's in Taurus, it's a lot about self-esteem and transforming, obviously. So if done correctly and you start focusing a lot on details and taking some of these tips, you can make retrograde your bitch, okay? And we can all come out of it much better. So, my tips for Mercury retrograde. Oh, and by the way, before I get into that, I'm also going to include, like in the information section on the bottom on the YouTube page, some links more in depth about talking about Mercury retrograde in general, and some other tips and some funny things too, like if Mercury retrograde could send texts. Okay, so my tips for Mercury retrograde. Okay, obviously, again, chaos everywhere. Hello, phone. Okay, you need to stay grounded, especially because it's in Taurus. Stay grounded, stay centered. Meditate, yoga. If you aren't used to doing those kind of things, or you can't focus, especially during the chaotic, cloudy chaos of the mind in which Mercury retrograde leads us, then just take maybe like 5 minutes to yourself and take big breaths in and out. Don't think about anything. Whenever you start to think about something and it starts to come to your mind, just make it go away and just restart. Just take that time to just get yourself grounded. Feel the energy coming up to your feet, into your body. Because without this main part, you're pretty much screwed. Because again, it's the finances, it's communication, it's all things that are important, and it's chaotic, and no one's going to be grounded naturally during this time. Okay? So then there's the communication breakdowns. Be very careful with the words that you choose. Think before you speak. I myself am not one that really thinks before I speak. Hell, I just am kind of going with the flow for the video, for example. Think very particularly, because especially via technology, which of course is related to Mercury retrograde, because people already have a problem with taking things the wrong way via text, Facebook message, email, whatever, because they can't hear your tone. Be very careful. I experienced this on Mother's Day, and it's still a problem. So please be very, very careful. Stay focused. If there seems to be an argument or other type of communication issue occurring, leave. Take a break, take a breather, get away from the situation, because it's just going to escalate worse than normal. Just putting that out there. I've seen and experienced a lot of breakups, a lot of friendship loss, just a lot of bad things happen during Mercury retrograde. You might lose things, as I said before. Might be important to keep a notebook on you and write down exactly where you might have left your keys, where you put anything that's very important to you, because things just happen to disappear. Throughout the day, you're gonna need to take little moments to yourself to reflect, and you really need to just keep going forward, just keep pushing through, because things are going to be thrown at you, and we can't dwell. And we naturally, as humans, like to dwell on the negative things that happen. We can't during this time. We just have to throw it aside. Any real dilemmas, we have to just push aside until retrograde is over after the 22nd of May, and keep moving forward. Keep going with the flow. Waking up and going to bed earlier than usual. This might sound silly, but with the issues of transportation, things getting lost, chaos, cloudy thought processes, it might be good to have that extra hour or half hour of time available to get ready, or whatever, if you have to go to work or you have to bring your kids to daycare or school or whatever, to make sure that everything is that you need is there, that everything is set, ready to go, and you're not late, because people tend to be late during Mercury retrograde, or you just kind of say screw it. Plan and strategize. Keep to it. Overplan. If you absolutely have to plan an event, if you have to plan a gathering, do not do it at the last minute. Make sure all details are in place. Over plan. Because this isn't just Mercury retrograde. This is Mercury retrograde in Taurus. And it's all havoc right now. Something could always go wrong. So you have to think like a Taurus. You need to make sure everything is in place, prepare for the worst, and make sure that if that worst were to happen, you kick it in the ass. So, sorry, I am not going to be PG here. With the cloudy, chaotic thoughts and emotional breakdowns, because our emotions are just everywhere. Emotional imbalance, basically. Especially if you're a highly sensitive person, aka, or an empath. I was gonna say aka empaths, but some people are just highly sensitive. Yeah, you're gonna be a little unbalanced. So write lists of things you want to accomplish that day or the week, whatever. Write down your thoughts. If you don't normally journal, you might want to during this time, just to get those chaotic thoughts out. If you're feeling very frustrated, very angry, more than usual, or just any type of over the top emotion, you need to just write it down. I mean, if you want to talk to a friend, great. But again, communication. Things could be taken wrong. First, just air it out to yourself or write it down. And again, make lists of everything you want to accomplish during this time. Okay. Which is something I learned the hard way. Also, there's crystals and herbs, if you're into that kind of thing, that can really help. Smoky quartz, frankincense and sandalwood are good incense or essential oils to help ground you. Chakra meditations are great as well. Fluorite to help with the knowledge, the concentration aspect, especially if you're a student or somebody that, like, concentration and knowledge is a big part of your day-to-day life. Fluorite. It looks like my hair, okay? Except when we're transparent. Again, not to repeat, if I have any big changes, like weddings or changing banks or getting a joint bank account or just any big life-changing event, please, for the love of Goddess, wait until retrograde is over. Not just because of the planning issue, but because emotions and stress are like an absolute roller coaster. So wait. Connect with nature. Connecting with nature will help with that grounding, that clearing of your head, keeping you stable. It's great that this retrograde is happening during mid-spring. Unfortunately, here in Wisconsin, there's been a lot of rain in various areas, but still, that's a cleansing. Yeah, when it's sunny out, go out and connect with nature. Maybe go buy some plants, garden. That will help clear your thoughts. It gets you deep into the ground, into the earth, keeping you there, connecting you. Time to yourself, to pamper yourself and cleanse and clear yourself. Nice, relaxing baths, maybe reading a book at night. Anything that makes you feel good, even if it's a facial mask, it's necessary. If you can't do it every day, I mean, I don't expect most people to be able to find that time. Go do it at least once a week, please, during Mercury Retrograde. So also, if you're a very spiritual person, cleansing yourself, and again, back to the chakras, realigning your chakras, feeling out what needs to be cleared, all good stuff. It's also a good time to do your spring cleaning. The reason being, not just, well, things can get, obviously we're getting lost, right? But it's also a good time to get out that clutter. Because again, there's so much chaos. Why have extra clutter going on? Excuse me. Allergies, woohoo! So yeah, do that. So, and since retrograde is like a transition, getting ready for the next cycle of your life, which it ends almost right before summer, take notes again on your thoughts, things that have happened that seemed important, any conflicts, anything that you've noticed, take notes. So then when retrograde is over, you could review and look over things and it can help you get back on your right path. It might help you realize habits that you no longer need. So here's the positive of retrograde. It brings out like all these extremes. So you might see things that you might need to change about yourself. Take note of every little thing. Because after retrograde, you are going to come out stronger and a better version of yourself. I swear. Also, finally, two last things. Using creativity. Hi, Louie, puppy. Using creativity to release any of that chaotic energy is another amazing thing to do. Of course, we're not supposed to start any big projects, which is the last thing I'm going to say. But, Minnie, Minerva, my cat, she's crazy. It's just like fun, creative projects. Just nothing big and extraordinary, but just little crafts here and there, whatever. Painting, drawing. It'll be great. And then again, after retrograde's over, you can look back at it and maybe it'll be something that has some deep meaning to you that during your transformation that occurs after retrograde is over. Okay. Again, the last thing. Do not start any new long-term projects. Of course, I am not following that because I am starting my whole witchy aspect of my life, but I already had it planned out and everything prior to Mercury in retrograde. It just happens that I'm putting it out there during Mercury retrograde. So I'm kind of kicking its ass by saying, fuck you, I'm doing what I want. But again, the plan and strategy was there before. Excuse me. Allergies suck. Shout out to my friend Brian for jinxing me. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. So the last thing I want to say before I ended this video, which ended up being a little longer than I thought, was to warn you when the next one is. The next Mercury in retrograde happens during Virgo. And it starts August 30th and ends September 22nd, I believe. Yeah, September 22nd. Which should be interesting because actually Virgos sometimes thrive during Mercury retrograde. There are a couple signs that already kick Mercury retrograde's ass without having to take the fucking lemons and make them into lemonade like the rest of us. So, there you have it. Any questions or anything, let me know. The next video, I think, is going to be on empaths. If not, it'll be indigo children. Empaths. Yeah. Again, kick Mercury retrograde's ass. I'm making empaths, and that is my plan. And I'm going to over-plan for it, and everything will be great. So, yeah. So please follow my Facebook page. I will be having a website up soon. I currently am doing tarot card readings and dream interpretation analysis. And then I'm going to be selling my bath bombs soon. Either in between this video and the empath video, or after the empath video. I haven't decided yet. Again, chaos. I am going to put out a short video explaining who I am and giving a better idea of what my business and route is. So, yeah, thank you for watching my first video, and I hope that there was some helpful things. I have more ideas, but they pertain to specific events or occurrences. So feel free to message me on any means of media in which you have me on, or text me if you do have my number. And my phone number is on the Facebook page, so feel free to text me with any questions. I also have some other herbal bath recipes and stuff that I can shout out to you to help you through this time period as well, and send you meditations that might help as well. Again, below there are going to be some links with more information as well. So thank you, and yeah, let's make some fucking lemonade out of retrograde's lemons. Kick its ass. Peace out.